So, in today's episode of Deeply Disgusted, we're going to talk about the woman that I spoke about in my last video that is a social media expert serial scammer. And rich men all over the world are becoming victims. Let's get to it.
We are certainly learning more about a glamorous model who's gone from the cover of Playboy and Penthouse to a special bulletin from the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. Turns out she's married to a man who spent some time behind bars, as she herself stands accused of committing several crimes. We are taking another look at the search for Adva Levi with attorney Adante Pointer. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. Police in Southern California, they are still apparently on the lookout for Adva Levi. We've talked about before this 29-year-old content creator accused of meeting up with older men in the LA area under the guise of a date, and instead she's accused of stealing from them, stealing from their homes. And we first told you about Levi, who apparently also uses the name Mia Ventura, Shoshana, Shana. We told you about her earlier this month when the Malibu Lost Hills station put out a special bulletin about her. And since then, detectives...
Let me tell you, this woman right here is not like your average girl that's out there playing men. She's not your average girl that's just out there playing men and you turn around and you see a $10 is gone. She is robbing them. She's robbing their home. She's stealing their cars. She's stealing their jewelry. She's like signing documents and whatever she could get her hands on, she's a serial stealer. The woman is wanted all over the place. I heard more than just South California, Southern California, but this is your average woman on social media. Look, you go on social media right now, she's doing the same things that millions of them do, and you look at their views and you're like, how the hell you get 2 million views? I'm over here editing, chopping stuff up, practicing and learning a craft, and you got 2 million views just by moving your shoulders?
Say more people are coming forward with stories about her and her alleged crimes. Plus, we're learning a lot more about Levi herself. But at this point, there doesn't seem to be an arrest. So to talk about it, I want to welcome back on attorney Adante Pointer. Adante, it's great to see you. So...
Yo, his hair is always looking good, right? Jesse Weber, his hair, like he's like a cartoon figure. Like he's one of those like white dudes. Like I'd be like, yo, I want to look like, if I was a white dude, let me look like Jesse Weber. Like I want my hair like that.
Levi may be the subject of this, bolo, but I guess it really hasn't stopped her from posting on social media, because since our last episode, she has apparently posted several TikTok videos showing.
They can't help it. They are addicted to social media. They are no longer addicted to it used to be that girl that's in a small town and she's like finding that man to latch on to and be addicted to. Now they don't need no man. They don't need no man. Social media is their addiction.
Showing off her hair, her makeup, her outfits. There is even reportedly a video from what appears to be a building's balcony where you can see the skyline of a city. It's kind of unclear where exactly she is. I can't say I've seen this before.
This is an unusual situation where you have someone who is being sought by authorities, as you mentioned, to be on the lookout, a bolo, and yet they're still essentially flaunting their lifestyle and flaunting the law, if you will, by continuing to post on social media.
That's only because she's a woman. That's... It's only because she's a woman. They got bulletins out. She's wanted, but then she's still on social media posting, and nobody got her. What IP address she's using? What? Is she using like a satellite phone? Like, come on. If that was a dude, listen, the door would have been bust down. Baby mom would have been in the back screaming like, ah! The kids would have been like, Daddy! And you would have been down on the ground, looking up at the police like, yo, what I do, yo?
And continuing to build her social media empire and interest. It'll be interesting to find out where she actually gets caught up with by law enforcement. Is it going to be somewhere in LA or maybe somewhere else exotic, Miami or Dubai, somewhere else where there's a lot of wealthy, well-heeled people?
Well, here's the thing. We checked, and it appears that her Instagram profile has been made private. What should we be thinking about that?
If she is ever brought up, which it looks like she will.
Yo, she has 907. She has almost 1 million followers. This is an average. She's skinny and she looks anorexic and she's a nobody. She's a nobody. She's skinny. She looks like an anorexic. Trust me, I like my skinny girls, so I'm not talking junk. But she has almost 1 million followers. Just showing her lifestyle. That's it. That's it. To be honest, I would rather this, even though I know this girl is stealing her lifestyle. But if her lifestyle was actually legit, I would rather this than a girl just shaking her ass and have 3 point something million views. I would rather that, because basically a lot of females don't understand is you are a digital stripper at that point.
Will be on criminal charges. The fact that her Instagram went dark will be used as perhaps an indicator of guilt by a prosecutor saying, look, we're looking for you. The world is looking for you.
She cute though. Like she's cute on social media. She knows how to use that. She filters a lot. This is not her. This is not her. She has like I don't know how old she is, but she has like a skeleton, skinny, cute face. If y'all know what that means. She has like a skeleton, cute, skinny, cute face. Yeah.
For you. And you've tried to essentially sweep away your digital trail. And what we all should know is that that's not possible. Even if your page is made private, even if you deactivate it, it's all in the possession of the social media company, and law enforcement has access to it.
I was going to ask you that. Do you think law enforcement has access to it, and you think they're keeping tabs on what she's apparently posting on social media? If so, how easy is it for them to get that information?
Ooh, she not bad right there. She not bad right there. I don't know, y'all. I might have fell for it. I don't know.
Information. And also, by the way, analyze it, looking at location data or trying to put it through software to figure out where she is, what she's doing, to track her. I mean, do you know anything about that?
Our digital footprints on the internet, be it on social media or visiting websites, tells a lot of information about the individual. Where they access the site from by way of the routers, so that could give you a pin.
See, look right here. She looks totally different in this picture than she did the last. Even in her videos, she looks like a totally different person in her videos versus the pictures. Y'all don't see it? Don't get me wrong, she's still cute, but there's a lot of AI involved.
Pinpoint location within a city. Also, where emails and things like that are coming from and where the pictures are taken also creates metadata. And police have access to that stuff relatively easy. It's not a very difficult process for them to send a subpoena and get access to this treasure trove of data about the person they're looking at. So I'm sure police are combing through that data to get clues to track her down and bring her into custody.
And just to clarify something, just to make a point, is it possible that they have found her? Is it possible they've spoken to her, interviewed her? I mean, maybe even arrested her, and we just don't know about it? I mean, from our research, we haven't seen anything like that. Is that a possibility?
It is.
I mean, it could be a possibility. She is an Israeli, She is an Israeli. They got all type of secret tactics they move by. She could be part of the Israeli, who knows, Secret Service, who knows, man. Listen, it's something about the United States of Israel. It's something about the United States of Israel has a relationship of no other country. I'm telling you, these two countries, they, man, they into so much stuff with each other, man. I think Israel knows so much of United States secrets, and the United States knows so much of Israel's secrets.
It's a possibility, but I think the chances of that happening are slim to none, given the amount of
This dude got some big old rabbit teeth, right? Like he could bite into like a brick.
resources they appear to be putting into this case by continuing to publicize it and put out alerts to the community and to the public about her. So it seems to me like they have something in their possession already that now.
Look, she only wanted in luxury cars. What do that say about y'all losers back in the hood? This girl is, all her wanted photos are beautiful. She's looking good and she's driving good. All the rest of y'all in the hood, y'all looking like rats and roaches. Y'all got wanted photos of y'all like this, hair not done, weave parted on the side. Y'all in hoopties and all type of Nissans. What else y'all be using? Track Hawks. Listen, this girl wanted pictures are only her in high-end luxury cars. You losers.
Only links her to these crimes, but in their mind, prove up the probable cause for arrest. And therefore, when they do catch up to her, I'm pretty certain they'll be bringing her into custody.
Now, as part of this bulletin, by the way, detective said, quote, suspect LeVie has been involved in a series of residential burglaries throughout LA County, targeting older men posing as a girlfriend or companion on social media dating platforms and applications. And this bulletin included photos of two cars that she's apparently known to drive, a black Porsche SUV, a white Mercedes-Benz sedan. Media outlet SF Gate spoke with Detective Angela Lopez of the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department.
Yo, y'all men gotta stop. Y'all men have to stop. Come on, man. Look yourself in the mirror, man. You are somebody. You are somebody special. You could be anything you want to be. You're a man. You're a man. Stay focused. Stay on your path. You don't need to give an Israeli baddie all your money, and you don't need to pretend that she's your girl. You're a rich man. There are so much females on this planet that want to be next to you. You don't have to flaunt and fake to have a rich girlfriend around you. You don't have to do that, rich men.
And the detective told them that at least 10 people have reported having valuables stolen, that she's gotten dozens of calls about the case. Detective Lopez claimed that LeVie scammed her victims, telling SF Gate basically she'll come to the house and then leave, and then the victim will later notice that something is missing. Now, Detective Lopez says that it's not just older men who have been
Oh, I see how it happened. She coming to the house dressed like that. She coming to the house dressed like, oh yeah. Where's she at? I think that's even the Hamptons right there. That's probably like I don't even. That's California. Yo, she coming because of the mountains. Look, she coming to the house looking like that. Yeah. Yes. If they don't catch her in at least a year, there's going to be at least 300 men victims. Because if this is her MO to come with the neon, with the titties showing, with the lips sparkling, and the eyebrows looking all fleet, yeah, it's going to be lot of people going to become some victims.
Targeted, that younger people as well, as businesses have reported that LeVie has got allegedly sticky fingers. Kind of tracks with some prior stories that we've heard about LeVie. There was this podcaster named Michael Sartain, host of Access Vegas, told Los Angeles news outlet KTLA that LeVie was a guest on an episode of his show, and at some point, according to him, LeVie went into the green room, stole credit cards and cash from the purses of all the female panelists. She then returned to be part of the panel, according to him, quote, cool as a cucumber. He told ABC7, quote, she basically sits there for 90 minutes having stolen everyone's credit cards and everyone's cash out of their purses in the green room.
Yeah, this was in my last video that I showed y'all. If y'all go on my page, she basically went to a show, like a real show, like a green room, cameras, multiple people working, assistants, like a real like show. Like she's on a set and she went back there and stole everybody's shit, went back on the show, smiled, asked a question, and then she left with everybody's credit cards.
Just the female guests, and she just sat there, cool as a cucumber, just talking about the election while she had everyone's stuff in her purse.
She was at the table like, yeah, I think Trump is the best guy ever.
Just sitting right behind her. Now, before I go any further onto this, but something we focused on last time, and I just want to amplify it here, there may be a reluctance for people to come forward or, because they're embarrassed. They're embarrassed about how they met her. They're embarrassed about what she allegedly did. They may be in a situation where they don't want that to become public. What is the ability of an alleged victim to speak to law enforcement and say, I'm going to give you information, okay? I don't want
that is so true, because a lot of guys, man, they become successful and they build a reputation. And in order for them to continue that success, you got to remember, these guys are bosses. They got employees that look up to them. They can't file reports of, yo, this stripper got me last night, or yo, I was in a cab getting head, and they can't file those type of reports. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have CEOs, like white men, like, these dudes look clean cut, and like they're going to like places and meeting chicks that I don't really mess with, like black chicks and all that stuff that look like the bottom of the barrel. They look like the bottom of the barrel, and a lot of times they sneak off just to go mess with those type of chicks, because those chicks, they've been slutting out for so long, since teenage years. So, these men, they meet these females and they basically slut them out. And when they slut them out, I mean, some things happen to them and they can't report it. They just can't. They just can't. Versus a woman, they just run around all day. She got almost 1 million followers. She's making money. She's stealing. They don't even care about no reputation, because they're a woman. It's like, what reputation? The world is going to forgive you anyway, but the world do not forgive a man.
My name out there. I don't want to be part of any criminal case. Is that work?
That's a very tough one. That's a judgment call on the police side, but also a judgment call on the person who wants to report as to whether or not they feel comfortable and confident enough that their identification will be kept anonymous. Because certainly, if LaVie is charged and wants her day in court and goes to trial, best believe that if you're looking as a victim or a person who claims to be victimized by her to want to receive some type of restitution, or want her, what she did to you, to be the focus or a part of a criminal case, she could demand by way of a trial that you come to court, because one of the bedrock foundational pieces of the American justice system is confronting your accuser. And if you're...
Yes, and that's where she'll win, because she knows that those men will not go to trial. So even if they do catch her, right? They catch her with this, they catch her with that, they catch her with this. The state now has to depend on the men coming to trial, because even though she may have all these cases and maybe facing 50 years, 60 years, and they're like, yo, take a plea. And she's like, nah, I'm not taking a plea. I want to take it to trial. Let them all come to trial. Let them all come to trial. And a lot of times, those guys, they not going to trial. And you know what? What will happen to all those years she'll be facing? You know what will happen to it? Because she's a woman, it will be dismissed.
Accusing her of victimizing or committing a crime against you, best believe if you want to be vindicated by way of that criminal case and she goes to trial, you're going to be sitting on that witness stand. Now, there is a caveat. If the case is prosecuted and ultimately she wants to bow out and say, look, I want to cut a deal, then you may never have to see a day in court if you're one of her victims.
That's a good point. One of the women who was apparently victimized told KTLA that LaVie tried to charge multiple things to her stolen American Express credit card. This is again referring to that podcast. And this also included an expensive hair appointment at a Beverly Hills salon. The victim did some investigating on her own and found out that LaVie had apparently booked the appointment under that name I mentioned before, Mia Ventura, which, I mean, there's a level of a lack of sophistication here. You know,
I'll tell you what, though. She's smarter than a lot of people because I always say you'll never move around in life with your real name. Never. You don't have to be a scammer. It's about being smart. Never move. Yo, when you meet a girl, you'll never tell. Yo, why are you telling her your real name? She'll get to when y'all get to know each other. She'll get to know your name. It's just a name. It's just a name. Let her know you. Let her know you. Why everybody gotta know your first name, middle name, last name? Why everybody gotta know where you live? Why everybody gotta know where your kid's name and where the school they go? Why? Why it just can't be part of your mind?
A digital footprint, using a credit card, if it tracks back, that's going to be hard to explain from a defense perspective, right, Adante?
That's going to be extremely difficult to explain from the defense perspective. But as I train the young lawyers at my own firm and remind myself, people have an argument. It doesn't mean it's a winning argument. So I'm sure if from the defense perspective, she'll have some explanation for how this happened. Hey, you gave me.
I ain't gonna lie though. If I seen her, if I'm driving in the Bentley, right? I'm driving, I'm coming down LA, I'm riding, I'm on Sunset Boulevard, right? And I see her, and she look at me and she turn around and she give me that little, you see that little lip thing she doing right there, like that little, the Jamie Foxx look. She doing the Jamie Foxx. If she did one of those to me, I don't know, man. I'll definitely put it on the calendar. Like, what day you free, baby girl?
Me permission, or you owed me, or you gave me your credit card number through some other type of transaction, and I had your permission to do what I did, or it was a mistake. I thought I was giving them my credit card number, and so on and so forth. There'll be an excuse and an explanation. Doesn't mean it'll be one that'll be a get out of jail free card, though.
So what do we know about her? What do we know about LaVie? Well, she apparently appeared on the cover of...
I know that she got some nice titties. That's what I know right now. Jesse Weber, I don't know what you try to figure out, but I know what I know. I know that what I see right here, it looks good. Especially how that little necklace is falling to the left. It looks like it want to fall in between the titties. But it's right there. It's just enjoying the view of the titties,
Playboy. She was chosen as the Penthouse Pet of the Month in July of 2023. In 2022, there was a news release from Clubhouse Media Group that announced she was joining Honey Drip. This is a rival to OnlyFans. And according to the release, LaVie is from Israel. She served in the Israel Defense Forces for 2 years. After her service, she worked as a flight attendant, according...
Oh, this girl better than most of y'all American chicks. At least she worked armed forces. She was in the armed forces of the Israel army. She looking at this like, yo, this is my payback. I am old. I am old. Half of y'all females, y'all living in y'all mama house and y'all still twerking in y'all mama house. This girl left her mother house, actually lived a real life. She was on the armed forces. Half of y'all females never even did a push-up.
According to Clubhouse Media Group. But the COVID-19 pandemic grounded planes worldwide. She was laid off. So the release says that she shifted her focus to growing her social media following, working as a model. And we've now learned that LaVie is apparently married. Yes. Yeah, so
she had a real career, y'all. She wasn't y'all that just woke up like, yo, I'm going to go on social media and start my life. She already had a life. She got laid off and it probably messed her up mentally. Like, she probably had hard times. She probably wasn't this type of woman. Getting laid off changed her. It changed her. This woman is going through trauma. This woman is going through something that A lot of y'all American girls would never even experience because y'all are dumb and spoiled. This woman's going through something that a lot of y'all would never even go through because y'all are a bunch of lazy female bums. She actually lived a life. She was on the armed forces, married, living her life, getting a regular paycheck. The economy went down. She got laid off. She said, F that. I'm going to use what I got to get what I need. She said, I'm going to use what I got to get what I need, and I don't even blame her. I don't even blame her. I'm looking at her in a whole new light, but I don't agree with what she's doing to men. I don't agree. I think it's wrong, and I think it's some loser female activity. But I do also blame the men. You got to blame the men. You got to blame the men because if you don't see this coming, you want it to come. You want it to happen to you. Because what you don't see, you ain't looking at on purpose. That's the thing. These females are very, very manipulative. But a lot of their manipulation is subdued because they don't want to use it. They that part of their brain didn't reactivate. But let me tell you, any female could reactivate that part of the brain, and that manipulation is on full power. And this girl right here, she's in trauma mode. She's in full manipulation, full power mode.
So the U.S. Sun reports that Nevada marriage records indicate that LaVie married a man named Adon Eves in February of 2021. The outlet said it reached out to the couple. Their calls went unanswered. It's kind of unclear if he has any involvement with LaVie's alleged burglary schemes, but that's a different kind of aspect to this, Adante. I mean,
no, I know what type of life they live because I myself lived that life multiple times. They're a married couple, but they live separate lives. They probably don't even go home together. They're that type of couple that he's married. He's probably far off in France doing his thing, dating females, having multiple families probably. And she's out just being a single woman. Like she's living like a single woman, having oral sex, and she's having intercourse with strange men, and she's stealing, and she's in LA, she's in France, she's in Dubai. And then they probably have one account that everything goes into. Who knows? Who knows?
if she really is married and this is true, what happens with this husband? I mean, how do police interview him? And he's not required to provide information about his wife, right? There is a privilege here.
Right. There's a spousal privilege, a marital privilege, which essentially he could use as a cloak of immunity to not have to dime out his wife or what his knowledge is about her activities. However, you would think his first line of defense, if he's already consulted an attorney, is I'm not saying anything, period, no matter what. But at the same time, if he should want to fall into a cooperative position with law enforcement, then I'd imagine his base of knowledge is going to be very nil to none, because he's going to say, look, no one's saying I was there. No one's saying I dropped her off, picked her up from there. I didn't know what her activities were when she was doing these things.
And he didn't know because she's living a whole nother life separate from him. She's living a whole nother life separate from him. Look right here in this picture right here. You know what she is right there? Do y'all know what she is right there in that picture? What she is on that particular day? A law student. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. And continue to watch Deeply Disgusted. Way more shows coming to y'all. And I mess with y'all so much. I appreciate it. Like and subscribe.